Hello again, everyone. Rebecca here, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to my Beginner's Guide to Mixed Media, Week 2, Class 6. So it's Class 6 overall for the series, and it is our third and final class for this week, working on our sprays. So now I do have a very thick piece of cardstock here. This is White Daisy from Close to My Heart. I'm going to prep it again with my Art Basics clear gesso, and I want to make sure that I get a nice coat down, because the technique we're going to be doing today, I call it a color wash. I don't really know if that's the correct term, but that's what I call it. So I'm just going to use my Art Basics 2-inch silicone brush. You can pick this up on Amazon. I use this solely to apply my gesso, just to make sure that I get, you can use a gift card, anything, there's a lot of things. You can use a spatula. This works best for me for the sole purpose that I like it. I don't know, I guess that's it. So I am putting a very heavy layer of gesso down, because we are going to put a lot of water and a lot of mixed media. So it's going to be a lot of liquid on the page here. And I'm going to pretty much wash the background and show you why I like this technique so much. So let me just clean this little bit up here. Kind of clean this up there. Also, I'm doing this on my messy mat because I'm making a messy. All right. Take my rag, clean off my silicone brush, and just real quick, my wag, nope. My very dirty rag is really just stained. You guys know I don't use paper towels because I was going through them so much and creating a lot of waste, and it was just not really working for me. So I have since went to rags, and when they get dirty, like after today, this will go into the washing machine, and I wash it. For the most part, it all comes out what's stained, and then when it gets to the point where it's just really grungy and it can't be washed anymore, we just throw it away and get a new rag. But I get a lot of use out of those. Anyway, so today we are going to work with Delusions, Ranger Delusions ink spray. Now you'll notice one thing about this. This was my very first venture into sprays, and I only have 3. They were given to me as a gift. I love them. I just have all these other, and I never really increased my collection here, which I may beef that up, but I mean, these 3 colors work fine for now, and I will start adding to it, but I was focused on adding some of these other things that are shimmery and shiny. These are neither of that. These are just ink. It is basically just ink in a bottle that you spray. You don't even need to shake it up. There's nothing to mix. Today we're going to use the vibrant turquoise and the black marble. And the reason that I chose those colors is because I'm going to go with this Echo Park, disregard this. I reuse these 12 by 12 bags. So this is the Echo Park Paper Company, and it is the all boy collection. And I'm going to use the black and the turquoise to kind of get some sort of shade of blue as the color wash on the back of the page. But that is why we're doing that. So we're going to let the cardstock dry, and then we will come back and get the technique going. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we have our very thick, excuse me, cardstock, and it's not completely dry, but it's dry to touch. I mean, it's still damp. Does that make sense? I don't know. Let's take a drink. All right, so we've got our spray bottle filled with water, and I'm writing the list down of things that I'm using as we're going. So I'm just going to spray some water on here. Then we're going to take the first color and we're going to spray that down, and I kind of got a little thick there. And this is just going to be our color wash. So we are going to let it roll, and I'm just going to tilt the page and let it run, and I love the streaks that it makes. Now obviously this is way too turquoisey and way too teal for the collection that I chose to use. You can come in here and, you know, mix it a little bit. My fingers are always dyed. And we're gonna keep going. And I love, that's my favorite part. And sometimes I even try to get it to dry like that. Now you will see it is seeping through the parts of the gesso that might not have been quite dry or had a lot of gesso on it, like right there, but it's all right. So now I'm going to take some black and I'm going to get that into the mix as well. And we are going to keep at it, and you're just going to keep going and rolling. And this is how I'm going to get the blue that I like, because as you see there, I put a lot more teal in there than I did black. And this is probably something I should have done in my splatty box, but that's all right. And sometimes it runs off the page and I don't catch it. That's kind of why I don't take my page and stand it straight up. I bend it so that I can catch those. And then you see where the water is and how it's pool. So when that happens, I just get a little bit of water over there and I mix that up, and then I wipe my finger on my rag and it's stained, but that's fine. And you just keep going, and it'll start drying as it goes, and it'll make a totally different color. But I do want to try to get as much of the page covered, and then I'll decide which way we're going to do the layout at that point. And I don't want that white space. And just keep rolling it back and forth. And that color is getting real close to matching the dark blue. So this is always fun, and I like the way it starts to dry. And if you let it dry a little bit at a time, it will start leaving the watercolor marks, and I love the watercolor marks. And yes, you will see those lines. Those are the lines from my gesso. And it usually will stay within the line. Now, every once in a while you get a little guy that shoots off, but you see how it it's staying within the same pattern. And you can force it to run just a little bit more. And how it's getting less and less liquid each time. Sometimes you can even blow on it to get it to dry. And I just keep turning the page and letting it run. And then you have the fun little splatters that are happening. And now I won't move the holes because it is going to give it all kinds of fun. But you don't want streaks as much as you want a consistent, basically like a wave. And just keep going. And when it gets close to shooting off and starts pulling up at the end, then I just turn it a different way. And I keep letting it go. Until, I mean, sometimes I keep doing it until there's not a lot of material or media left to move. And I like the splatters on the outside, so those don't bother me. And once it's dry, we'll come back in and probably add more splatters anyway. But you can see just by doing this in real time how it's getting less and less because it's starting to dry. And like streaky looks. And it's just so pretty. And like I said, this part right here, that was where it was still a tad wet with the gesso, and it did just soak right through that. So, you know, don't be so impatient. I say that a lot. Mixed media is definitely all about patience and waiting because, yeah, it has to dry in between layers if you're doing a layered look. I also like to let it pool at the edge and then let it run down because then it'll be darker marks at the edge. And it will, for the most part, follow the pattern that was already there. And then we're going to basically put a piece of paper over it. then you know, you are going to cover most of this up. All right, so I'm happy with that. So now we're going to come in and I'm going to splatter again. And I want to get it over here on the edges because I want that to look a little intentional because you know, the spray that was cast off. So we'll get some of those on there. And then we'll come in with a little bit, just lightly add some more water and start moving it again just so that those splatters that I did don't. Just get them all. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I guess I should have paid attention to that. I was having fun. I was playing. And I like the way that it's streaking. But that's really not the look that I'm going for. So we're just going to go ahead and get that mixed in there. And then we're going to add some of these splatters. And pull it down. This is why my mat's all stained, because even though I'm trying not to stain it, it's stained. And then I'm going to pick that black right up there and move it around. And I didn't add as much water because I'm not trying to, like, you know, kill it, but just keep moving. All right, we're going to put this to the side and we're going to let it dry. And when it's dry, we'll come back and we'll try to make a layout out of this watercolor wash. All right. All right. Here it is. Very, very messy. A little damp. Here's the thing. It was dry, I thought, and I set it on my paper and I warped my paper. So that's fun. So even this is a little damp now. All right. Anyway. So we are going this. I'm going to use this pattern paper on the layout, which is just crazy. I just totally thought that was dry, and it was not. I'm going to cut off the branding strip. And we're going to cut this 6 by 12. Okay. And this is what this is, you know, this is the purpose. This is what I wanted. I just got to decide, do I want those sides to peek out? Which actually I'm thinking that we're going to do it like that, which is fun because this is not 12 by 12 sheet. And then these pictures are going to kind of like go over there some way. That's my plan. All right, this is super warped, which is fun. And see, that paper was wet when I cut it. It was damp. Goodness. All right. So we are going to just run a couple lines there of the ATG, and then we're going to come in here with the liquid adhesive, because this whole background is like crazy mixed media. Okay. And then wherever I put it, I am just going to, I'll just trim it. And so that pretty much means that my paper is going to be a little bit shy and not quite 12 by 12, but I'm okay with that. We could always just cut it down and back it on some black cardstock too. We could do that. We could do that to bring more of the black out. Let's just see. I'll take a smidge off on each side, and that's what we're gonna do. I don't know if that's straight. Let's just do this so it lays down. All right. Grab the black cardstock and see what it's gonna look like. I need to cut just a little bit more off of the top. Let's see if I got it. All right, yep, all right, so because I like my cardstock, I'm gonna gut this, and that is just because I do die cuts and punches and cut files. So I usually just go an inch on each side to gut it, to save it. Just roughly an inch. And then you got this piece to play with at a later date. And here is my trick, okay? So I am going to get that lined up, okay? I like it. And I hold it in place with my arm so that I can get the ATG on there, and I'm gonna add some liquid glue just for, you know, extra. And then I'm going to put that down. And even with that, I still didn't get it straight. There we go. And then I'm going to come in, and it's easier to run the bead of glue than it is to try to do the ATG, just so you guys know. Okay. Just okay, so I do that, and then I also I do this. I run a bead of glue because I am going to seal this edge, and that is just because I don't want it to get hooked on the scrapbook page that it would be in the page protector with. I just take some washi. Now this is washi that it came, I believe, in a Studio Calico kit, and it's not something that tickles my fancy. I'm running offline there. But I just use the glue, the glue in the ATG so that it doesn't fall apart and come off in the album as well. I have had that happen. I've had washi give out and it's a mess. And because this is damp, I want to make sure that it stays in place. So the ATG and the liquid glue is going to hold it. And when it's stuck to itself, I don't know if you guys have had a roll of ATG that has dried up. Yeah, you know, when it's stuck to itself, it's going to stay stuck. All right, just a tad shy. Okay, then we're going to turn it over. Okay, so we want to trim the pictures down. Woohoo. I'm having all sorts of troubles. All right, so we're gonna trim these two pictures down. This is my fiance showing my son how to make cheeseburgers. No, spaghetti. Spaghetti. The kid makes a mean cheeseburger. We have slowly been teaching him how to cook things that he likes. Because I babied him most of his life, and you know, so now he can start branching out and cooking other things other than, you know, pizza. But this was spaghetti. All right, so I'm thinking that we are going to back the photos with this cardstock here, the black cardstock that I gutted. I'm just going to cut it. That will kind of bring black also up to the front, you know, bring it to the forefront of the layout. And I know where it's going. I'm gonna commit, you guys. Because if I sat and tried to plan it out and move it around, I would never finish a layout. Ever. All right, and we're gonna kind of do that. All right, now we need to go through this is a brand new collection here. So yeah, I did use some of these for something else, but I have 2 sheets of chipboard. Go me. So we're going to fill this page up with some embellishments. If I could properly cut. And I always cut one side off just so that it goes back in easier. So let's see what we have here. I like the little Discover. So I like that. I like that game because it like works. Let's do have fun. Boys are the best because I got a little red here, so we'll pull a little bit of the red there. Okay. What do we have over here? You're on a roll. That's my boy. That is my boy. You're my favorite person ever. Well, they both kind of are, so that'll work. A little dirt never hurt. That's funny. Follow your arrow. Fill your pockets with adventure. We'll do a little superhero. Okay. We also have... I don't have the die cuts for this. I wish I did. The birthday champ. It's not a birthday. I don't really want to introduce the green. All right, I need a title. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna go look through. I'll be right back. All right, so I have pulled out some thickers from the stash, and now we need to figure this out. So let's just put all of this stuff over here. It's chipboard, you guys. It's not gonna stick anyway. It doesn't really matter where it goes. And I am going to do cooking lessons, so I think that we are going to start with cooking. And I'm going to run it right there. See, that's why I slit the sides and everything, then I don't have to slide my hand in. And these letters are Hip Kit Club exclusive. So there you go, cooking. And then we need lessons, so we need lots of S's. So there's no S's left in that. All right, so I do want to take a moment to thank everyone for playing along with week 1, and if you played along this week as well, don't forget to check out the Facebook group, share your work, come inspire us. I love to see everything you guys create, and I get so many ideas from everyone. I'm always amazed at what you all come up with. Is there an L? I don't think so, not in that pack. Where's the L at in this pack? There's no L. Am I missing it? Oh, there. It's right here. Could just pull the J. Alright, so there is my title. And I picked these up at Tuesday morning, and I believe that, yeah, they're called Delight, and I picked up like every pack they had, and I have used them a lot. So now I want to sprinkle in these. All right, so we're gonna do a couple of these little stickies. This one says follow your arrow, and I didn't pull it over here. I already got like a superhero one. Let's just grab right on. It's more of like a way like go outside and play. And I am going to put right on right here. You're just going to start. I'm going to fill this blue space up. This is pretty much what I was going to do. kind of get them placed around here. You know, just kind of fill up what we have going on with some of these little singaroonies. Need to put this here, get this up here. Try not to like overcrowd. All right, so I'm not really making any clusters. I'm just kind of getting the, I could have used the ATG for these, but the liquid glue is sitting here. Yeah, so no clusters. I'm just kind of filling up that blue pattern paper. Some people are okay with when I space it out. Some people are not. I have realized that the one of the lessons I did last week with the frames, I had some people message me and just basically they didn't like that I didn't fill up the frames or add too much and that I didn't make things touch. And I just, you know, you guys do your own thing, right? You don't have to do it exactly like I do it. I'm just using stuff up. And I like the way it looks. That's my little rant. Okay, so now let's see some of this. Let's grab one of this little banner here and we'll stick him right about there. Life is rough, you gotta be tough. Stick, you know, I know this is a sticker and it'll stick, but I'm kind of afraid since this paper is warped. Oh, that might stick. You know what? I'm not gonna try to rip that up. You're a star. Put him there. Okay. Excuse me. All right, and then I have these adhesive brads. I like brads. I'm not just the people named Brad. I like these things. But these are adhesive brads, so these are like really fun. Do I already have? I do not. So we're gonna go ahead and stick this little guy right here. It says my hero. You know what? I don't know if I have any. I'm just gonna add some glue. We're gonna squeeze it out. I'm gonna hold it in place for a minute. 100% boy. I think we can put that there. See, that's right on that bubble. So we are, oh look, I've got like 2 ATGs going, or 2 of those little guys going. All right, so we want to put a couple more of these in here. Let's put that guy right there, and then I need another one. My mom watches this. She'll laugh when she hears that. I'm talking to myself. So now I'm going to start sprinkling a couple of, oops, sorry, I hit the camera with my head. That's the type of person you're dealing with, not gonna lie. Why do you guys give me odds, Echo Park? All right, that is gonna do it for this layout. So yeah, let me know what you think. Don't forget to share your work over on the Facebook page. Give me a thumbs up if you like it, and click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will see you guys tomorrow, which will be a punched out Thursday to die for with my Thursday friends. I'll see you guys later. Bye.